XRP holders, let's talk about XRP and buying the dip in this video. The whales are moving. We have some big news coming out this week. We have the CPI data as well as kind of what's coming as the ETFs are coming. And that's kind of where we're going to look into what's ahead of all that and try to get out in front of it ourselves. And I'll share with you guys my thoughts involving XRP ETFs and how I view XRP right now. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Let's talk about it. If you are new to the channel, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. We've been talking about XRP back in the trenches, and I'm talking, this is when we were knee deep in the SEC litigation. And even before that, I think is when I first started talking XRP. And it's been pretty much all history as we've been talking XRP on the channel for over 3 years now. So it's been exciting. There's been some ups and downs. And if you have been following along, what a great time to be alive, because we have not seen, at least in my time frame, the kind of bullish opportunity that we do have, right? No suppression coming out from the legislators as well as regulators, and it's all systems go if you do believe in Ripple and XRP taking over the way that transactions will be performed. And all that settlement that will happen within going across borders, so on and so forth. So let's talk about it. There's a massive amount of XRP headlines, guys, just being honest. There are a ton of them. I could literally make a live stream. We could talk XRP for hours. Okay, there's been some big announcements within the ROUSD stablecoin into Europe. Also, something within Ripple having to do with the state of California as they're looking to integrate a task force trying to make their own Doge, if you will, as they look to get into some, adding the blockchain powers to what would make California more efficiently, run more efficiently, I should say. And that's just a tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of news. Also, we're going to be talking about the ETFs as they are coming. But let's talk about the price levels for XRP. And it is nice. I don't consider Tether to be a stable coin or to be an asset that will be compared in market cap and contrasted with some of the ones that we do talk about. They should not be ranked. It's a stable coin, right? It's never going to go above or below $1. And if it does, then we have issues. And just for that sake of argument alone, it should be considered in its own category. But here we see XRP, $2.91, down 1.9% on the day. And everybody's calling it a dip, okay? And yeah, it is a red day. It's a dip. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell crypto, but if you were watching my stuff, we did kind of go on a little run there where we were buying XRP anytime it came close or below $2 on the charts. And so that's paid off. Basically, upwards of 40% based on when you bought that. If you look at the last month or so, that's 34.5% that XRP is up. So we're continuing our run, and that's where, like I said, guys, back there on June 22nd, that was less than a month ago, you could have bought XRP for sub $2. Just a little bit of kind of the bag, right? It's not the whole end all be all when it comes to what I own in XRP. There's been a lot of purchases below 60 cents. So that being said, I think we're all doing well when we do talk XRP, and I know you guys love to tell me how much XRP you do have in the comments, and that does make me feel good because I always want to see you guys win when it comes to crypto, okay? But this is what we came here to talk about. Please remember, guys, not financial advice. Always be sure to do your own research and due diligence. But I did want to share the XRP price update for the day as whales are buying the dip. And like I said, I'm not getting too emotional. We're not going to call it a full-blown dip. It's a red day, okay? We're allowed to have a few red days after going on a stretch where it was all systems go, and we were basically painting the charts green for the better part of a week. But we have seen that 3.3% down since got erased a little bit. Now we are, like I said, sub 2% down. But that's kind of where you look into the interesting thing about it. It's not the drop, but it's the tighter volatility range that we are seeing, that the trading volume has surged. Now, this is something where you look at the signal as range-bound accumulation by the higher volume players out there that are gearing up for a bigger move, okay? And it's actually kind of funny. I convinced my wife that she needs to start buying crypto, and the first crypto that because obviously, like, if somebody were just new to the game, and like I said, it's not financial advice, but if you were just getting into the game and you wanted a piece of the action and you just kind of wanted a high conviction play outside of Bitcoin, really, XRP just stands out to me. Okay. And that's kind of what I shared with her, and basically kept getting ragged on by because of the fact that little portfolio she has in Robinhood has been down ever since that conversation we had, but not employing some of the strategies within crypto trading and accumulation, dollar cost averaging that she should have been. That would have, got her kind of in a better position as XRP dipped. But today was a good day because I did get an update. That portfolio is green. So we'll celebrate that just a little bit. Just a little fun bag she has just to kind of feel like she has a piece of the action. But nonetheless, we're going to look at this, and this is something where a strategist in the world of crypto saying that this is not a crash, it's a shakeout in a positioning reset. Okay. I think it's a little bit of both, personally. If you want my personal opinion, I think a lot of people got wrecked a little bit. We had that little head fake where XRP was up $3 and some change back in the early part of, I believe it was 2025, the later part of 2024. They're reaccumulating. They're kind of getting rid of some of those losses, I guess you would say. And this is kind of where that reset comes into play. They're going to kind of start over, okay? And then you got to find your entry points, wait for those dips, and then the smart money will come in and buy, okay? And that's kind of where you look for the institutions. This volatility that we see, right? If you're going to have 6 or 7 green days and we're going to start this streak right back up, if we do kind of look into some of the data, the CPI being a little bit softer, the interest rates not so much, but still, I do think it's still a good time to be alive in the market, and based on the macro, I should say. But that's kind of where you look for the dips. And I know it's cliche, and a lot of people talk about, oh my God, let's buy the dips. You got to buy the dip. Last chance to buy the dip for XRP. Sure, you're not going to get the pom-poms here on my channel. I don't do that stuff. But as we look at this, this is where you look into the smart money. Analysts are suggesting that they are not exiting, but rotating positions, okay? So keep that in mind. It's classic market manipulation meets strategic entry. This is something where you see the big money will dump the chart looking for lower entry points, and they do scalp and take out that middle, and it hurts the retail side of things. And we have seen that in some pretty substantial runs before, where you get kind of priced out, and then you get reluctant to buy, and it just the trading momentum just kind of gets stalled as retail is slow to enter the fold, okay? But as we look for it, the short-term traders are selling the strength near $3. And as we see the ETF excitement already priced in, I don't really quite frankly think so. That's just my 2 cents, but a low liquidity pump or dump post-launch remains a risk, okay? So, you can take these into consideration. If you guys want my honest opinion, I think that this is just a very reactionary market, okay? We get a very strong stretch of days, and next thing you know, this is the crypto bull run. This is what we've been waiting for. Bitcoin hitting all-time highs. I still think altcoins are underperforming, in my personal opinion. If we want to talk about the altcoin season, we're not even close to what we would be seeing. But I don't really know if we're going to get that. I think that potentially, I line myself with some of the people thinking Bitcoin hits 250K. If we do see that in 2025, that's a lot of capital not left to spread around to some of the altcoins. And it's going to be very interesting to see how the market overall performs. If it's just going to be a giant influx of new holders and wallets, who knows? Okay, nobody has that crystal ball. I'm still trying to stay open-minded. I don't want to consider this the bull run or an altcoin season, if you will. Because I think right now the Bitcoin dominance is a little too high to get excited in that regard. But if you were around in 2021, you know firmly what we're talking about, and you pretty much can pick up on why this is different, okay? ETFs, you kind of know how I feel on that. I'm not a big ETF guy. I think it's great, but, in terms of the price action, and it's just allowing a lot of the bad actors and institutions into the fold. If XRP gets to where it's going to, it doesn't matter, quite frankly, if we have ETFs or not. They're transactional. They're with the settlement basis. So ETFs, great. If you want to hold XRP, fine. But if we do replace the SWIFT banking system, the ETFs are just going to be a very small fraction of that liquidity that is spread around. So it will help with the demand if we want to see that in kind of XRP's price, get a little bit of a supply shock, if you will. But for me, I'm not too much of a fan of the ETFs. I do want to see a little bit of a short squeeze. I would love to see that, and that would allow Bitcoin and alts to run substantially. That's kind of something that I am kind of banking on. I think that will happen potentially. But as I said, I don't have that crystal ball. That's just kind of my gut as we look at it. But as we talk about kind of what we're happening on the charts, like we said, that controlled volatility zone, okay? This is something I think I align myself with personally. The big players are silently preparing while retail is focusing on the price drops. In the next 48 hours could define whether XRP breaks out or remains range bound through the ETF launch hype, okay? Personally, guys, it's buy the rumor, sell the news when it relates to the ETFs. We've seen it with Bitcoin. We've seen it with Ethereum. So please keep that in mind. If we do get a little bit of a pump from just Bitcoin doing well and the markets are going to run with it, then that's not going to have anything to do with the ETFs, in my opinion. Okay, so those are my thoughts. I wanted to share with you guys my XRP comments for the day. Appreciate you all tuning in as always. And if you have not subscribed yet to the channel, make sure you do so. And also, if you are looking for a new exchange, check out the promo code for BTCC. That is a spot and leverage exchange. The links are in the description. Will give you a 10% bonus on your first time deposit. Also 40% lower trading fees. So if you want to come trade with me, no VPN KYC necessary. Start trading today. All right. Well, I'll leave you guys with that. Enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of the day. And we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.